we should have had her take a shot before.
Probably.
That's what I had. I had a few.
You did?
Well, yeah, I had some Modelo's.
Oh,
yeah. Not quite.
We
I
took
took
shots.
He's all. That's what took me so long to get in here.
So, we wanted to bring you guys on and talk about a few things. One is you guys are getting married in how many days?
Oh my gosh, it's less than 60. I think we're at
59.
Yeah.
Okay, that was the second part. I think we're at 58, 59 days now.
Okay.
So
Yay.
just a couple months.
Are you getting stressed?
I don't know. Are you getting stressed? Tell me about your experience.
No, now we got I got the suits and stuff for everybody, so that helps. I mean, it took me
He's done his one thing on the checklist for the last year. Yeah. So we're doing
But
Do
it
you
feels good to
get
be
stressed though?
Yeah, yeah,
You do.
yeah.
You
But
always seem so cool.
She's probably more stressed out than me. She's doing.
I think
more,
that's normal.
She's doing more of the wedding stuff than I am, so I can understand.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, but she's more stressed.
She did say you did your one thing.
Yeah, I
So,
know.
I guess she's doing a little bit more.
Just this weekend, we just have Tony, and that's it. To get the suit. That's it.
Just calling out your
Everyone's
best
done
man.
it except him.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
they
okay.
didn't.
It's-
They
No,
didn't
that's fine, but you
decide
guys-
until I was out of town.
Yeah,
I know.
I wasn't in
And
town.
it was
But
just
that's why I was surprised everyone's done it so far.
well, and it's just a sale that lasted like a couple of days, so it was kind of last minute anyway, but it worked out.
Why are you embarrassed about the sale?
No, I'm not
Sales are
embarrassed that
great.
there's a sale. I'm just embarrassed that we're 60 days out and we're barely telling the guys that they have 2 days to get their stuff.
It worked out though because they got a good deal on it.
But I'm going to say this. So, with guys, I feel like if you give them 6 months, they will go on the very last day anyway.
Yeah.
And
More than
they
likely.
probably won't get it
Yeah.
in time.
Yeah,
because
so
they waited too
sometimes it is best that way. Sometimes it's best to say, do it now.
I feel, well, especially since the sale ends, I feel like that kind of lights the fire. Because if
Oh,
you
yeah.
don't get it while it's on sale, like, sorry for you, but that's still the suit.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Now you get
I mean, you don't have to get it right
Yeah.
now, but it's going to cost you.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's really good though.
Mhm.
That they've all done it. That's
I
Okay.
think I'm more stressed out just about I just want everything to go smooth. I'm more stressed out because I'm nervous.
Yeah.
I'm just nervous. It's like an emotional thing.
Are you nervous
I don't wanna,
about... Okay.
Are you nervous
Let's stop.
Alexandria is going to leave you at
No.
the altar?
No,
No,
I'm-
wait, hold on. Stop. Hold that. Hold.
Priscilla's
hold.
like, wait, we've
Hold
got
on.
a while leading up to this
Hold
one
on.
question.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Although we're only 60 days in, you guys have been together for how long?
It'll be 3 years in October.
Yeah,
Okay.
October
So
14th.
3 years. You guys, tell me a little bit about how you met. And the reason why I say that is because I think it's more common now,
Oh, for sure.
but it wasn't common even, I would say even like 15 years ago. It was like really not
for
the
sure.
common,
Yeah.
you know, but it started to be, it was working that way.
Yeah.
But still, even 15 years ago, 10 years ago, it was kind of like, what? You did what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's still kind of like that. So we met on Bumble, and I remember like my coworkers for years were like, just get on the dating websites. Like, why aren't you dating? You should do it. Everyone's doing it. Like, Bumble's the way that the girl has to speak to the guy first. So it's not like Tinder where you're just getting swarmed with all these guys who are trying to like hook up or, you know,
Because certain
whatever.
ones are kind of
Meant
known for that,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Okay.
And I was against it for the longest time. And then finally, I was just kind of lonely. And I was wondering, like, I feel like I have a lot to bring to the table. And the people that I were meeting just weren't really up to par. And I finally told my friends, fine, like, I'm going to do it. The first person who asks me, I'm going to go. And if it's weird, I'm deleting the app. Like, I'm not doing this. Like, it felt so
It is
awkward.
nerve-wracking, and it's kind of just like, I don't know,
Yeah.
you just don't know what you're going to get.
So he was the first person.
So I had matched with him and we were talking. So I had told them the first person that asks me out, like, I'm going to go and see how it is. I'll give it a chance. And he was the first person that asked me. We went to the Fresno Fair. We got to see Willie Nelson. So I swiped right and he swiped too. And I mean, just ever since the first date, I mean, I knew it was really nice.
That was October 14th, which is like the day that we're going to go down to the courthouse.
Oh, you didn't just giving out all of our business.
I love
It
it.
doesn't really matter. It's not-
So
We were just getting married, like getting our marriage license. Just no big deal.
I know he's like, it's
Who cares?
nothing.
Well, no one knows. Like, I don't know. I don't think it's that big of a day.
no, it's not. So you guys go to the fair and you obviously had a good time. And you're saying you felt like you knew. Like really?
Well,
like
it's
you knew? Like what do you mean
I
you
really
knew?
okay. So I felt so comfortable from the beginning, and for me, that's not something I keep people at an arm's distance. Especially, I mean, literally distance wise. Like it's kind of like keep your space. Like don't hug me, don't touch me, don't hold my hand. Like especially on the first day, I don't know. And my parents all went. So I had gone to my parents' house the day before, and I remember telling my stepmom, I'm like, okay, I have a date tomorrow. It's at the fair. And she was like, that's funny because I know, like, we haven't gone yet. And we were thinking that maybe we were going to go, so maybe we'll go tomorrow. And I'm like, do you really need to go tomorrow? You know? And so, yeah.
He's like, yeah, tomorrow sounds great.
Yeah, she's like, now we're definitely going. And so after the concert, even Julian, he was like, yeah, so where are your parents? We can go say hi and, like, hang out. And I'm like, nah, I think they're on this side. Like, let's go on this side. Let's eat and stuff. And we actually did run into my parents. We hung out with them for a while. And just the whole thing was really comfortable. Just even when we first got seated at the concert, he was just very kind and respectful, and I felt so comfortable. I mean, he did grab my hand at some point, but it didn't feel icky or weird or like out of place. It felt very comforting, and that's new for me.
We took a fair picture. We still have the fair picture too.
Yeah, we got that blown up.
Did you feel comfortable right away?
Kind of, yeah. Well, like before meeting her, I was kind of nervous, you know, like I wanted to make sure like we meet up in a public place. Like we met at that Vallarta, right there off of like Chestnut and Butler.
Wait, you guys didn't meet at the fair?
No,
We met. We walked. Did we walk?
we
there?
walked there. No.
Oh, like you parked
We
there
parked,
and then
yeah.
walk together.
That way
Yeah.
it would be easier for
Alexandria,
us to meet.
What if he shoved you somewhere into an alley and murdered you?
Yeah. Well, that's why I told her let's meet at Vallarta. There's, you know, it's a public.
Well,
place.
don't even worry, because everybody had his phone number, his picture. They knew where I was. Like that's who I'm supposed to be with.
You don't really know who's who until you actually meet them, you know. So it was kind of nerve wracking. Like I didn't know if that was really how she.
Right, you're like, is some dude
So
gonna show up?
Yeah,
and
I
be
gotta
like,
go to
hey,
Vallarta.
I'm
So if I
Alexandria?
gotta pill out,
Well-
I'm pilling out.
So originally, I made a fake number. So I got a Google account and I had a fake phone number that I gave to him. And at that point, like people really only text. There's not a whole lot of people that right off the jump want to start making phone calls and get to know you that way. And so I never had an issue. I've actually never heard it ring through the Google phone. And so I gave him my fake phone number or my Google number just in case he was a weirdo. Then he can't find me on social media and stuff. I can just block him.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm getting ready and the phone's on the bed and it's making this weird, crazy sound that I've never heard before. And he was calling to check and he's like, I just wanted to make sure that you were safe. Like that you were a safe person for me to meet because you never know these days. Like he's kind of
I was a little,
we both felt
I was
weird.
skeptic about using it.
Yeah.
Had you been on Bumble for long before?
No, not really. Like I had Tinder and stuff, but I had Tinder and Bumble, but Bumble was the one that I used and I got lucky with. But it was nerve wracking. Like you good thing is that they put a little link to like people's Instagram, but still you don't even know if their Instagram is real. So.
I didn't have mine on there.
Yeah,
Oh, you
so
didn't
that's why I was
want
nervous.
that.
I was like, yeah, we
I don't
gotta
want
be in a
people to
public place. It was still light outside.
He called me first to make sure. He's like, I needed to make sure that you weren't some man trying to meet up with me. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
hilarious.
He's all, I don't want to get sex trafficked.
Yeah,
I know it's
exactly.
common with girls, but you never know.
That's
Yeah.
exactly it.
Yeah, so it was cool.
Even from our first conversation, like it wasn't awkward over the phone. Like he did ask me, he's like, it's kind of weird because I called the number that you gave me and it says it's not like a real number. And so I was
He's
like,
all red flag.
yeah, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna be honest. It's not my real phone number, and I'm not gonna give it to you until after we meet. Like I just need to know. And he's like, well, that's why I'm calling you. I just want to make sure that you weren't some guy trying to meet up with me.
And on Bumble, yeah, the girl has to talk to the guy first. And like, I remember like the first thing she said was like, "Hey, Julian, what brings you to Bumble, or what brings you over here?" Like, geez.
Are you trying to find a piece of ass, or are you trying to really get to know somebody?
I don't know. I just thought I still remember that question. I was like, the same reason you're on here. Like, it's a trick question.
Oh,
It's a bait. Okay, well, and I'm sure neither one of you thought that would be the way you guys were going to meet someone.
No.
No, I thought about lying about that story, like just cutting out all the social media things, be like, "Oh, I just met her at the fair." I'm gonna cut all
He's
that
all,
out.
I met her at Vallarta.
Yeah,
That's where
yeah.
Well,
We were
Danielle had
shopping.
told me when I told her that I was going to go to the fair and I was going on a date and I felt good about it. And she was like, this is going to be the one. She was like, your wedding watch, it's going to be bumblebees all over. Like, I swiped right. And I thought she was totally crazy that day. And then here we are.
It flew by.
So you have been together for 2 years before you proposed. Was it 2 years yet?
I
Not
think
quite.
it was like a year and a half.
Not quite,
It was
right?
like a year and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah,
year and a half.
and then you propose, and you guys probably started planning your wedding fairly soon after.
In July of 2021.
But when did you start planning?
Well, you proposed in July. I think
Yeah.
we started in August.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was almost right away because
Yeah,
I mean,
not long
It was almost
after.
right away.
we knew that we
Felt
were
like the
gonna.
next day.
We kind of looked at, like our families and how many people and stuff, and I think we knew right away that we wanted to do something destination. And so we just got a hold of our travel agent and let her kind of. That's I guess where we started planning was when she started like just shooting out different resorts and ideas and stuff of what a lot of the people that she's worked with, and she's been to a lot of the different places too, so she gave us her opinion, and so like that part we started planning, but the rest of it didn't come until a little bit later. It's different with destination.
And we're a good year into your planning,
Yes.
and we're coming up in the next 2 months. So
It's pretty cool. I think it's cool that you guys were able to like do this now, and we can look back like, oh, we did that
Yeah.
before we were married, and then maybe one day we can do it while we're, you know, you guys can ask
are
us.
you
Like,
getting
oh,
trying to invite yourself back?
I know.
Okay, Julian, let's see how this one goes.
No, I'm just saying. I think that's pretty cool. I think that's
Yeah.
why, like when you brought it up to us, I was like, oh, that'd be cool to like look back and be like, oh, that was before. That was like days before we got married.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
So,
She's like, I hadn't thought of it like that.
I know.
so right now, let's see. We've gotten the bachelorette is off the books.
That was so fun.
The engagement dinner, you are registered. Your bridal shower is coming up. Your bachelor party's coming up. Moms have their dresses.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes.
I think so. I'm not sure about your mom.
Okay. Your centerpieces are picked
All
out.
done. Mhm.
Your location is destination. Your RSVP date is coming up soon.
How many days away are you from your RSVP date?
I think like a week and a half.
I think like a week and a half.
Are you starting to feel pressure from that? You know, some people aren't good at RSVP.
No, because
Yeah.
our deadline
Everyone.
to book the rooms was
Do
in
we
June.
have the RSVP?
She knows you'll be there.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, you are. So me to our wedding.
I'm horrible at that stuff.
It's a good thing you have for
It's our
future
since
events.
we're like the
Hosting.
hosts. We don't necessarily have to RSVP because we're going to be there.
Yeah, you can let yourself know that you'll be there.
I just didn't know. Like,
See, he
This
is
is the
worried that you're going to
involvement.
leave him at the altar. See, he's like, so did you RSVP or not?
You're
Because
gonna
I
come
haven't
up.
gotten it
Yeah,
from you
are
yet,
you gonna be
Alexandria.
there?
He's like, you're coming, right?
Your wedding is very cool because I look at it from our family's point. You come from a big family too. We come from an immediate big family, and then we have this big extended family on the outside. But when I look at our family, we didn't travel much. We've talked about that. We didn't vacation much. The traveling that I've done with my family has come later in adulthood, not something I learned as a child. But this gives our families all a sense of time to spend with each other, almost vacation-like. You know, it is very vacation-like. And although it comes with a price for everyone, how many times would we do that if we didn't have a really good reason to do that? And this is a really good reason to show up and do that.
And it's really amazing because a lot of people have so much to celebrate in their own families. So it's really nice. That was kind of the point, is like, Our family did do certain things. We didn't do it a whole lot. I know on my dad's side, we probably did more vacationing than I did on my mom's side. But I've never done a family vacation with my mom. I mean, we've gone to the beach, and we used to do, we'd go to the river, Dinky Creek. That was kind of the thing when I was a lot younger. But we've never done like a big family vacation like this. And then I know my parents went to Jamaica when I was supposed to graduate in 8th grade, but I wasn't able to go on that trip. We've done other things though on that side, but for me, I've never done anything with my whole family because my family's separate too. And I mean, it was really important to us that we actually got to spend time with the people that were going to go. And that's one thing coming from a big family, for me particularly, that kind of helped my vote, I guess, for the destination is you have a full 4 to 5 days to spend with everybody who's coming out to support us and to, share our love and celebrate us together. And I didn't want it to be somewhere local where all night we're just going around and taking pictures and saying hi and not really getting to spend time with everybody. And I feel like doing it in Cancun the way that we're doing it, we have days with each family. And since not a whole lot of people are going, we get to really create memories with them. And with us.
Did you think early on, even like before Julian, that you would ever do a destination wedding? You always thought it would be here.
Yep. I never thought about that.
And did it kind of start to change that in your head because you guys were traveling a lot more together?
Yeah, because you guys do take a lot of trips together, and maybe not like super far, but I feel like you guys are out and about together a lot.
They're very. I would say you're very adventurous.
Yes.
You take good adventures, and I think that you take advantage of the time you guys have with just you two right now,
which is
and
good.
it's very important. Julian, I say we didn't grow up traveling. You've traveled so much with her.
Yeah.
And really not before that in your adulthood.
No, not like, just local. Like,
yeah.
Maybe to the coast or to the mountains, but not far.
For me, that was so exciting. Like, since he hadn't been able to do that or he hadn't done it, maybe not that you weren't able to, but it was so exciting for me because I have traveled. I've been traveling since I was young. I used to spend a week every summer with my grandparents and we go to a different state or go do other things. And then as I got older and became an adult, I would plan things and kind of just offer it up to other people. If you want to come, you can come. Like, I'm going. And I've had so many great experiences and met so many people. And then meeting Julian, who's maybe a little bit nervous about traveling, it was so exciting. Like, to take our first trip to Mexico, we went to Louisiana. We just, whatever we can.
Julian, what are your thoughts on traveling? And did you probably didn't think as a little boy what your wedding day was going to look like, but did you ever think that you would?
Or did you? I mean, maybe you did. Why do you shame him like this?
No, I didn't. I never did. I thought I was going to get married I thought I was going to be an old dad or something. I did not see anything like this. Like, the past 3 years, I always look back the past 3 years and I'm like, man, like, so much can change, so fast. But your question was about what, like traveling?
Traveling.
I'm like grandpa. Like, I could be okay, like being at home. So I just didn't. It's not like I was nervous about traveling. I just didn't do it. I didn't know how much fun you can have.
You were missing.
Yeah. So I just didn't know. And then like, you get a little bit of taste of something like, what was it? Louisiana was probably. I think Louisiana did it to where I was like, oh, this is nice. Like.
This is cool. This is like an experience.
Yeah. I don't know what it is that you learn from like going to different places and trying new things and meeting new people, but it does something to you to where you're like, okay, like I want to do that again.
And when she said to you, which I'm assuming she kind of led this, like, I think we should have a destination wedding, or I'm thinking, what if we got married somewhere else?
It wasn't me.
It was him?
So when we went to Cabo, we both kind of talked about it. But when we were in Cabo, when he proposed, he was like, it would be so beautiful to get married somewhere like this. And I said, there's nothing that says that we can't. If this is what we want to do.
We have to talk about the proposal.
You guys seen pictures and stuff? And like,
well, remember how I'm like, okay, what the heck? Why are we not here? Like, has he done?
Oh, I want to talk about that.
I do want to talk about that.
That was the last day, I think. Yeah, last day. I think.
Okay, so the day he was supposed to propose, I ended up with food poisoning the morning that I woke up.
So what had you planned, Julian? So like the day that you were going to do it, did you guys have a certain event or was something going on?
Yeah, we were gonna do like a boat ride, and like it was all of us. It was her sister, her sister's boyfriend, and
You guys had gone on this trip with other people.
Yeah, it was her family members that came with us, like her brother, her cousin, her sister's boyfriend. So I wanted them to all kind of be there with us on this boat. We were gonna take this boat out to like I don't know what the cave's called, but there's like this like famous like Cabo
It's
cave.
the love. It's like
Love Island or
The
something.
one side is nice and smooth. That's the love side, and then the other side is
It's
the
rocky.
divorce
It's called
side.
divorce.
Yeah, it's called Divorce Island.
Island.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we've
we've taken the boat out there.
So I was gonna do it on there so everyone could see, and I think it'd be cool. Maybe one of them can get a picture or a video. Yeah. So that was the original plan, was to do it on the boat there.
And then
did you guys end up even going on that boat?
Yeah.
I was like, you need to go.
I'll show you videos. It's all me by
I
myself.
couldn't have you in the room.
So
she couldn't.
Your family was all like, everyone else went. You were the only one
I
that
stayed
didn't.
back.
Oh.
Julian offered to stay back with me, but I had the most severe case of food poisoning. I mean, if you've seen White Chicks, when he had the quiche, it was just like that.
Yeah, she was really hurting.
It was
But
coming
they
out
had to
of
come and
both
give her a
sides.
shot.
Yeah. You
Oh,
were
I forgot
vomiting
about that.
and shitting out your ass and everywhere, and
it was
were,
awful.
Yeah.
You're like, if you could please stay away for at least 2
Yeah.
days, that'd be
Like,
great.
I'm traveling with you.
Julian was like,
And to be honest, it's not like you guys. I mean, you guys lived together and you guys were doing all things, but it's still like
You don't want to.
You want your
sick
space.
in front of them either.
Yeah,
though.
and it's
Yeah.
like the last thing I don't feel good about my body right now,
It
or
was
everything that's
uncontrollable.
coming out of it right
Yeah.
now.
I
don't
was like,
think anyone
at one
around
point,
me.
I was just laying in the bathtub, like, how do I still have more in me? And like, I didn't even feel safe being in the bathtub. When I got out, I was in fetal position, but like on the top over the bed, like not like on the side. Like I couldn't. And even just being like that, I was like, if anybody touches me, it's gonna be a problem. Like I didn't want anybody to be near me. I definitely needed my space. I was like, go on the boat.
Yeah, that sucked that happened that day.
So it did not happen as planned.
Mm-hmm.
That's his life.
Right.
As his life. And then by the last day you felt better.
Yeah, I woke up in the morning. I still felt like my stomach still hurt.
And this is after getting a shot in the ass in
I got
Mexico.
two. Yeah, we had to call a paramedic. They came to the room. I got 2 shots in my butt, and then medication and antibiotics, all kinds of different stuff. And in the morning, I woke up and I felt fine. My stomach was kind of just sore because all the cramping and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I wasn't sure if I should even eat, like how it was gonna go. But
it would be so sad to be at. Were you guys at an all-inclusive?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be so sad not to be able to eat because I was sick.
Well, I think
You
that's why
know
we
that
got-
would be my concern.
I think
It's
that's
like,
why
are
we
you
got
freaking
sick.
kidding me?
Who's we? I'm the only
He's like, well, you were
He's
extra
not,
sick.
well,
'cause
you
got
are
sick
part of
for
me, and
me.
I am part of you.
Yeah, I thought
and
we were one.
so we got sick.
She's like, not yet. 59
Yeah.
days, Julian, okay?
So I smelt it, so I was part of it.
That was awful.
Oh.
I wish that upon nobody. Not even my worst enemy. I would never
Was it
want them to
fish?
go through
Like,
that.
was it like a seafood, you think?
I've been thinking
What did
about
you
this
eat
for a long time, and the only thing I can think of is we did get room service the night before, and I ate those nachos, and I was the
So
only.
did I.
You didn't? Did you eat the nachos?
Mhm.
Okay, well then I don't even know anymore. That's the only thing I thought it could possibly be. I have no idea because we ate the same
When you're
thing.
mixing everything though over there, you don't know
Yeah.
you don't know if they're
What
putting their water in their alcohol bottles.
Well,
I don't know.
so Tony did get sick on our honeymoon in Mexico, and I think it was the ceviche.
Your family and
Really?
these romantic trips and
Yeah.
getting sick. I do not know about you.
He did
I
not.
just leave it all the way.
He wasn't that bad, but he
was
was
bad
sick.
though.
And I mean, I spent one day like, okay, I guess I'll go read my book by the beach, by the
Oh, I
the
hope that does
pool.
not happen. Oh my
Did
goodness.
this, did that, and then I came back up.
Alexandria was like, I'll just drink water on the whole trip.
I
That's
came
what
back
I'm
and
scared.
Tony's
I'm not
watching.
scared.
Tony's like laying in bed watching Minority Report, and I'm like, really? This is our honeymoon? Like, snap out of it! it. I've
Yeah.
given you enough time. Let's go.
That's probably what makes me nervous like the most is like making sure. I just want us both to be like healthy when we get there. I don't want anyone catching nothing.
I want
COVID
everyone
or
to be
anything.
healthy. It makes me nervous.
Here's what I say. If anyone gets COVID, they should
Don't
know.
tell anyone.
Well, that yes, but but if anyone gets COVID after, I would say like maybe the day after the bridal shower, let's just go lay with them and get it. And
Get it over with?
And then we'll be clear.
Yeah, that's true.
If I catch anything, you guys will come and breathe at you.
Yeah, we'll just go cuddle you. It's fine.
Ashley, like the about a week ago, I wasn't feeling all that great, and she's like, "Can you breathe into my mouth?" I'm like, I don't even know if it's COVID.
I'm pretty sure she did say that. I'm pretty sure she meant it.
Well, COVID sick time, they're saying is supposed to go away at the end of the month, and I'm like, well,
Let me just use it now.
yeah, just someone cough in my mouth or something, please. Let me use your spoon. I don't know.
I know what you're saying, though. I just hope everyone stays healthy. Too.
Yeah, I think that's like the whole
Yeah,
battle.
that's the scariest part, right?
That and dancing in front of everybody, like that's like the only thing I'm
That's
nervous
scaring you?
about. That and I think just like just being out there, like the whole attention thing.
Yeah, because
yes.
it is everyone, like dancing at
Everyone
someone
just
else's wedding, it's like, oh, it's fun,
Yeah.
but your own wedding, you're like, everybody
I
is.
think I'll be okay. I think I'll be able to zone everybody out, but
I
that's
feel
one
like
thing
in the
I don't
moment
really-
it'll just be us.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean, we're pretty good.
I'm just saying as of right now, like that makes me nervous. It's like a stage fright thing.
Yeah.
Are
It is a
you,
lot of pressure.
Julian? Do you feel like you're nervous about? Like, are you guys doing your own vows? Like, are you nervous about what you're going to say?
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Do you have them
Do you
started?
think you'll cry?
I hope if I do cry, I at least want to cry like when I'm done saying them.
Yeah. You
You're
want
all-
to get through
it's
it?
gonna be
Yeah.
like, hey, you're awesome, blah blah blah, so you can get through the first part. You're
Yeah,
saying
like,
nothing really.
I don't know why. Like even being at someone else's wedding, it's just so emotional.
It is.
I don't know what it is about it,
You're
but
right.
it's almost too much. Where I'm like, ugh, everyone's gonna watch me cry like that. Like, no.
It's okay. Are you nervous? You're gonna cry? Are
I'm
you
gonna
gonna
be
bawl
crying all
immediately?
day. I have a feeling I'm just going to be, I mean, even now, I think about just him standing at the altar and just what he means to me, and I cry. Like, I think about the wedding, I mean, obviously all the time because we're still planning it, but there's so many days, I can't even tell you. It's ridiculous. It's kind of embarrassing, but I'll just cry. Like, I'll have a moment where I'm just so grateful and so just blessed to have met him, and the way that he fits into my life and the way I fit into his, I think we're so
It definitely
blessed.
wasn't
Like,
forced.
no, not at all.
It happened pretty naturally.
I'm gonna be bawling.
I did ask you when you moved in with her. I said, "Is she making you? Are you okay? Like, are you doing this because you feel like you have to move in with her? What
What
is
is
it?"
He basically moved himself in, and I was
So
like,
I think,
"Oh,
cool, I'm coming
no.
in.
I'm like, blink 2 times if you're not safe. Like,
Yeah,
What
and so
is
far,
it?
yeah, it just
But-
worked out. It is nerve wracking though. It is, you still have to consider like what if it doesn't work out.
We had
I
an
think-
accelerated move-in, though. I mean, COVID really did kind of accelerate things. He was really, and me too. You think about for the first time for us. I mean, I guess in our lifetime, where everything's going to be shut down, where people don't have jobs, and you think about the crime rates like where they already are. You don't know people. I mean, if it was me and I didn't have an income and I had a family, like to be honest, like I don't know what I would do, but I know my kids aren't going to go hungry.
yeah.
And so for him, he was a little bit worried. Like, you live by yourself, what if something happens? Like, and then I started kind of thinking about it too, and it just made sense. Like, well, you're here most of the time anyway. So you might as well just move in.
And I think
And-
that's usually kind of what happens.
Yeah.
Might as well just help with these
Right,
bills. Might as well
right.
just help with these bills.
I feel
Well,
like that's
you
what
had a
happens,
fire,
though.
right?
Yeah.
Right in the beginning.
Ah,
And so you were with your
your
parents.
rental caught on fire.
Yeah.
God, that was so scary.
That was
Yeah.
sad.
I know.
I was like, dang it.
I know.
I'm just trying to get back on track here.
Right.
I know, but that was crazy because, that was scary.
Yeah, that was.
I remember him like, well, I don't know, I was in the shower. And it was,
No, I was
You were
asleep.
sleeping.
I was asleep.
but wasn't it like, or it was up
It was-
in the bathroom?
Yeah, it
like
was.
it's,
It
like
was
in the
above,
ceiling.
like, yeah.
It was your
Can't
heater?
even imagine.
Yeah, it was a heater. It caused an electrical fire.
Yay.
I remember him telling me that, and I was like, "Is this true?"
There's just me and
You're
just
not
really
moving
trying to move
in.
Yeah.
He's all, remember how I stayed with my parents for a little bit? I for sure was not.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're an adult, like,
Yeah.
have moved out and things like that, you.
Well, and it was hard
go
too
back home,
because
right?
he had
Yeah.
Ollie at his parents' house, and then he obviously wanted to spend time with me too. So he was going back and forth almost every day, and it's not a short distance; it's at least a 30-minute
Well,
drive.
and the hard part was, I remember when the rental when it lit up, it was like, oh, it was going to be a quick fix,
Yeah.
and then it just kept going longer and longer, and then it's like,
At
dude, this is
point-
going to
Yeah.
cost a whole lot of money, and they're not going to be able to do this right now.
Yeah, the
Like,
owners got a divorce over the whole thing.
yeah,
Like,
it's
They
like,
did?
Yeah,
yeah.
there was like,
What the heck?
Should have made a little show about
Julian
it.
was ready to
Yeah.
settle down. He's like, I've already been through enough.
he's like, I almost lit on fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Priscilla.
He's like,
remember-
so your electrical's good? I'm moving in.
Yeah, I think it was either you or Steven or someone, and they were like, "You have like 9 lines."
Oh yeah, for sure I said that. For sure, I've said that. Yeah.
So, geez, that's so scary.
Yeah.
So, okay, so you were talking about when I interrupted you and told you to stop. You guys are planning all of these things, which is, here's the thing, and we talk about this all the time. I think besides, I mean, there are things that will like completely kill your marriage, right? Like adultery. Okay. You are literally going and just murdering your marriage,
Yeah.
right? Just done. Okay. But, there are certain things like that.
Done.
But there are things that hurt your marriage that are hard to come out of. And one of those is finances. And as you continue to go on and you add kids and you add things, like we've always talked about, like, it's so hard. Like, one of the biggest fights you can have in a marriage is money. And being on the same page. If you're on the same page, even if you're going to go through ups and downs,
Right.
and you're going to struggle, and you're not always going to have, but you can get through it if you're on kind of the same page. Do you? Because I think there are couples that almost lose themselves. I've seen it. I don't see it with you guys, but I've seen couples like plan their weddings, and it's like chaos because the bride is like going crazy and wanting all of these things, and the fiance is going like, you need to stop, like stop, like what are you doing?
We're digging a
you
hole.
know, and it's a constant fight. It's a constant fight. But you guys seem to be handling it. It's gonna be a lot. It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
Well, luckily, I do the finances for the most part, so we don't have to worry about it. We have like
Yeah, I just work.
we do. So
I
we
work.
going to our finances. So
I'm like a little robot.
he's like, "What do I need to do today? I need to go to work." Okay.
I just work till I see there's no sun outside. It's dark. I'm like, okay, I just know that it's gonna be dark when I get off work. I just work.
But we did kind of go through those bumps in the beginning. I mean, it's different, like he was independent doing his own thing. I'm independent working on my own thing, and I had my goals. He had his thing going on. And so for me, that's something, finances are super important to me. And I've worked so hard to get where I am, where I was able to buy a condo and like get my 401k and invest in things. And I wasn't taught that. Like you don't get taught that in school, which is awful.
It is awful. It is
And
awful.
it's necessary. Like money is the most important thing that your kids are ever going to have to learn. And they don't teach that in school.
Yeah.
And so when I kind of looked around and I see, people in my family who maybe aren't where they would want to be, and they're not where I would want them to be, especially after you watch them work so hard for so long. So in my early 20s, I feel like that's when I really was like, okay, where do I want to go and how am I going to get there? Because I don't have help. Like, I don't have parents who are like, okay, well, we'll help you with your apartment or we'll help you with anything, really.
Which, can I say it's two things? One is, I think it's great because I think it makes you a stronger person, and I think that you are even more independent because of it. But at the same time, it fucking sucks.
Yeah, especially
Like,
when
it
you
really
see all your
does.
friends like
have
their
these parents
that
that
have all
help
these
and
things.
do all this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it freaking sucks.
Yeah.
Our mom didn't help a lot when we were younger because I think she helped for what she could.
Yeah.
But she didn't have.
Right. That's where
it's now like
mom
in
comes
her
from.
life where she is now that she's able to help way more. And we would never, I think because of the way we grew up and the way we knew she struggled, we would never expect her to help. But she does.
Yeah.
And she's so giving to all of the kids.
Yeah.
And not just monetarily, I'm saying like with watching the kids and her time and showing up to things and let me make something, let me bring something. She's very tentative to everyone. And there's a lot of kids to be tentative to, you know.
I keep telling her, your guys' kids are done. As soon as we start the new generation, we need a babysitter too. Like you said, we're gonna travel. Hopefully, eventually. Like, I don't see a problem taking kids, but there's gonna be times.
You know, Tony and I have friends that, and I say that loosely because
I'm like, who? You're not talking about me, right? Because what was friends?
No, because they're it's not like we see them much. We met them on a cruise, you know, and we've kept in contact via social media, right? Like that kind of.
We have people like that we met when we were gone.
They're great. They're super nice people, though. And the one thing we met them, and it was like, you know, it was like a weekend cruise. No big deal. They lived in SoCal, going on a cruise for the weekend. We do this kind of stuff all the time. You know, okay, great. And they're young, and they would go everywhere. They'd go to Europe. They'd go to Hawaii. They'd go to Jamaica. They'd go to Mexico. They'd be all over the place. And we're like, Florida. And we're like,
wow.
How did these people travel?
Yeah.
And then
they
were
live
married.
close to the border.
And they were married. And then they have a baby. And we're like, oh, it's gonna
slow down.
Slow down now. It's gonna slow down. And it took for a little bit, but they still travel now. And maybe their traveling is different now, and maybe it's not as far all the time. But they're still doing things. They ended up moving closer to the beach. They go to Disneyland all the time. They're here, they're there, so they still travel. It's just a little bit different, you know. And that's still like they've taken Hawaii and all this stuff, but it's like you adjust, right? Like you adjust.
I'm hoping that for us.
Yeah.
I mean, it's easy to say it though. I have no idea. It's easy to say, oh, when I have kids, they can travel, you know, start them early. That's how they learn. And I truly believe that. But again, that's me coming at it with no kids.
Yeah.
It's different.
They can always
maybe I'll have like helmets and they won't be sitting.
That is the nice thing about you guys having a large family too, is that you have siblings and that can help and stuff on those trips that you don't think are going to be
because there'll always still be time for you guys.
So going back just a little bit to the finances, I mean, when we first started kind of looking at that, you know, because that's not something, okay, let's be honest, it kind of was me right away, because at this point, like, I didn't get where I was.
Breaking through on her own.
Like, I didn't get to where I was by not caring, so it was important to me. So, I mean, and at that point, too, I mean, I was already almost 30, like, I need to know where you're at, like, what are we doing? And so we kind of looked at things, and it is difficult to bring in another person and be on the same page. Because, of course, here I am thinking, like, I'm Miss Independent. It's my way. This is how we're doing things.
And I've always done this, and I've always done it this way.
And this works for me, so this is what we'll try. And he was open to it. You know, he was like, okay, like, let's see how that works. We had to kind of adjust things. We tried something. Maybe it failed. It wasn't working the way that maybe I thought it would. So we tried something different. We tried something else. And so now we have a budget. We both have access to this online. So we don't really fight over money per se.
Do you like that, Julian?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's like an app that, like,
you can see everything.
Yeah.
Do you look? Do you actually see?
Yeah. There's times where I don't, though.
And then he'll call me and be like, sorry, I didn't really look, but I needed to get gas. And I'm like, well, you have money in there, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like, it helps you stay organized.
Yeah.
So it tells you specifically categories. So if he needs to get gas, he can look in his gas budget and see what's there, and he can get it. So that way, not one person is asking. Because I feel like that's where people
I ask all the time. I'm like, hey, I need to do. Jason's like, I don't care. I'm like, I mean, I try not to look at the bank account.
So it kind of helps. So it's kind of the same thing. So neither one of us have to log in every time we want to do something because it looks like there's so much there, but it's been allocated already. So if he wants to buy something for himself, he never has to wonder like, should I do this? Can I do this? Is she going to be mad if I do this?
And does it roll over to the next month if he doesn't use it?
Yeah. So we still keep putting the same amount in each category. So like if he wants to save for something, he gets the same amount pretty much. And we base our like fun money because we do have like he has his personal, I have my personal, and it's kind of a way to help avoid arguments.
Yeah.
Like I don't care what you come home with. If you want to spend it on tackle or bait,
I
whatever,
think
that's good.
So I think it's so good and it's so
really
smart.
because
it really is really smart.
Finances are.
But I think you're very
issue.
smart in that way, and I think that for Julian, you said like I'm just a robot. I just go make the check, and like in our home, like it's kind of the same way. Like Tony doesn't know. Like you know what I mean. I know he doesn't know. I'm the one that knows. It's me that's saying no, yes, do this, do that, blah 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 blah. This is where this goes, and no, that gets paid on that day, and da 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 da. You know, it's like he doesn't really know. He just knows.
It's taken care of.
My check's in there. Yeah. That's all I know. I've given you my money, and I don't know. Can I buy this?
Yeah.
Yes, you can buy that.
That's okay.
I always ask my I'll be driving and be like, why? I'll like tell myself I'm gonna go get some McDonald's. Should I call and ask her first? And I'm like, how do I ask her to get like McDonald's? Like,
I'll do that. And Jason's
but
like, why are you asking to eat?
It's because you were a fast food eater all the time.
Well,
the fun of it.
I'm gonna ask her for a Happy Meal. Like, I'm gonna get me a Happy Meal, and then she'll call me and be like, when did you go get a Happy Meal?
Well, because it all pops up. Okay, it's not that I'm being crazy, like just looking at her account
You
every
get a
day,
look.
but every time your cart, so everything's linked.
Yeah, that's
so
how it was.
anytime you move,
we have a friend. We have a friend that do you remember? And she said that her husband used to do that. She'd do something and he'd call and go, "Hey, why'd you spend it?" She's like, "Damn it." She's like, "Yeah, you know."
And so now, we can look at it and know he still will call, but I think that's just him being lazy. Like he would rather just call me and ask than to go log into the app, which is downloaded on his phone.
Yeah.
And I don't mind answering.
I'm with you.
It's just new. It's a new lifestyle for me.
A budget was never part of his vocabulary.
Yeah, I was just kind of just.
If you had it, you spent it.
Yeah, I was just freestyling life.
But that makes sense.
Not really much of a plan as far as finances go.
I think
day to day.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people like that.
Yeah, but it's not good.
It's
not. No, it's not.
But you
so let me ask you, because some people would say, well, is that like, do you feel anything towards your masculinity, giving her your money, and is that scary for you? Was that scary for you?
Not really.
Thinking about it, like money.
Yeah, thinking about it, like.
Did you say he gave me more than his money?
Yeah, we were like
girl.
right in the beginning.
I know. I'm like, what is she?
She's like, I am his sister.
Right in the beginning. I know. You guys are getting married. You're gonna have his babies. I know. Okay.
On our second or third date, we were already looking at credit scores, social security numbers.
I remember because I remember like,
who is this
Be
girl?
great or she is psycho.
Yeah.
You might be a little bit of both, but she was. Because I remember him like, do you think like that's normal? If I don't know. I just gave her everything. I already did.
I don't think it's normal.
I'm like, well, you already did it. Why are you asking me?
You're
I
my
had your driver's
license, his social, his birth certificate. I had everything. I am him.
He's like, we did get sick.
Yeah, we got sick in Mexico.
Yeah.
But you were pretty good with it. You felt like
I felt pretty comfortable. I don't know, like strange. Like I never gave my social security number to anybody or told them my credit score or nothing. I always kind of just kept that to myself. But I think I saw what she had and I was like, okay, well she's obviously doing something.
Yeah, you're like she can manage my
stuff. Yeah. You know, like
it's perfect. She's like, this is just what I needed.
I know I'm not. I don't know. I was like, I could tell that was a weakness in my finances. Like, I mean, I was so bad with money. There'd be times where I'm living in Clovis. You know, it's just me and Ollie. I'm making good money. There's no reason why I shouldn't have my lights on. And like, I would let the lights just stay. Like, I'd like not pay my bill for like a couple of weeks.
Stop.
You know, just and because I had candles. They're just me and Ollie. but I
it was summer and 115.
I had everything. I had like, furniture, like food in the fridge and stuff. But then there's times like where I just wouldn't pay my PG&E just because I just was bad with my money. I wanted to go buy other stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
We don't
so,
do that anymore.
So I was like,
Yeah.
I'm like, anything's gonna be better than
He's
that.
like, you know
Right.
what?
Yeah.
She seems to always have her lights on.
I think I can handle
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I was
can
cool.
trust
I was
with
cool with like a
Yeah.
lantern and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I thought
Well,
it was so
Julian
cool.
doesn't need.
man.
I would say Julian doesn't need much,
Yeah.
right? Like,
I had a palm tree in the back.
like,
Oh, good.
He,
like,
he makes me look really good. Because he's like, wow, she has all these things. I have lights and food.
yeah.
Well, yeah, and then, when I first met her, I was like that. Like, I was a lot more like simpler, and now like
Oh,
Yeah.
he is so bougie.
she'll ask me like what I want for my birthday. I'm like, what
Wait,
don't I want?
So the first year
Julian's
for
like,
Christmas,
I want to go to.
Yes, our first year for Christmas, I was like, okay, Christmas is coming. Like, what would you want? And he was just so. It was so
Sure.
Like
Yeah,
running
he
shoes.
did. He was like, I just need like some socks and some shirts and just like basic things. And I was like, okay, but what do you want for Christmas? Because we could go get that right now. Like, what do you want for Christmas? And he was just so simple and just, to be honest though, I feel like you've really gained a lot of confidence in yourself, and you're like, you know what, I do deserve these things, and I want these things, and I should have these things, which is great. I love that.
Now
I
want
think,
Botox.
Yeah, so
Too.
I asked him.
Too.
So I asked him
Does
what
he
he
look
wanted.
like he needs Botox?
No,
I'm
I
kidding.
know. But
I'm
hey,
kidding.
you are getting a little salt and pepper I see on the side.
I know.
So
Hey,
for this-
you can pick people up real nice these days. I'm not worried.
Yeah, in the beginning he was like, I just want a natural everything, and I was like, okay, well, as soon as I have kids, I'm getting a whole new body. Like, that's not me. Are you sure that's what you want? And then he started seeing like all these other people. He's like, oh, you could be a Build-A-Bear. Oh, okay. He's like, I'm down for it. We'll just make ourselves a little appointment at the doctor.
That's so
But it was funny because the first year he was like, just shirts, socks, and this last time I was like, oh, what would you want? And he's like, well, I need some new sunglasses. I need a watch. I need
a boat.
Yeah, huge expenses. And I'm like, we're also planning a wedding.
He's all, don't ask me then.
Yeah,
Why don't you even
I
ask?
was expecting more shirts. Got you.
Yeah, a lot has changed.
That's good though.
Yeah.
That's a lot of positive changes.
Yeah.
Nothing.
There's
So
been a lot of growth.
So what's your two stressors about the wedding right now?
Alexandria.
Probably the vows and
Oh, you write beautifully. I can't wait.
I don't know why I'm even writing my own vows. It's like I'm not like a poet or nothing.
Yes,
like,
you are.
She said
He
you
writes
write
the most
She says
beautiful
she's told me that in the past that you write really good
cards.
Yeah.
They're so meaningful.
that
I just
you know how to write. I've never
Don't
seen
cry,
it before.
Alexandria.
I won't.
Just hold it in, okay?
every time I think about it, my eyes get watering.
yeah, so I'm nervous about that just because I want them to be like
You don't need to be perfect. Like, don't stress yourself about, these are our vows, so they're extra special. Like, anything that you put in any of the cards that you give me is so special. And
Well, I'm just thinking what makes me nervous now. That's that, and then I don't know. I just think like being around a bunch of people like that attention.
Yeah.
I'm not used to it. I just think I'm not used to it.
I think
That's
you're
all.
nervous about the mother-son dance. Probably more
Are
than
you?
I
Really?
am.
No,
Because
I'm
you're
not
not?
nervous about it. I just
it's emotional.
yeah, it's emotional, but it's just like that's like another thing. It's like everyone's looking. I don't know.
Everyone's looking. So
In
does
your
that
moment.
like make you nervous that everyone's looking?
Not really. No. I just I don't want to like cry when everyone's looking at me.
It's fine.
You better.
You
You're
know,
gonna.
okay, but here's the thing, Julie.
You're
You
probably
know
gonna.
what?
I
You know what, though?
And I'm okay with that. I'd rather not. I really
But
rather-
you know how many like
I want you to be
Instagram?
sobbing.
But it
when
does
I'm
feel
walking
good.
down
But it
the
does feel
aisle.
good.
I know, right? You see an Instagram reel and somebody's like going like this, and
Yeah.
you're like,
But I
they're
do like
the best person.
I do
He's
like the
around.
feeling of like after you. I do like crying, but I don't want to cry in front of people.
Yeah.
What are
But it
your
does feel
two?
good. Feels good.
Stressors.
Two.
Yeah.
Me too.
Okay.
We'll get in that.
One,
packet,
I
right?
want to make sure because it is all inclusive and it's the first all inclusive for a lot of people going. So I really would hope that people can kind of keep it together at least for the wedding part. Like I just don't want to mess for the wedding.
Can I have a list of those people that you're concerned with? I will talk to them and I will make sure that they do it.
Yeah.
bodyguard.
And I mean,
They may not
it's
like me,
not-
but that's okay.
It's not that there's any one person that I'm like, oh my gosh, this person's gonna just be a mess. It's just, I mean, it is all inclusive. You're on vacation.
Yeah.
And it's
hard.
a later wedding.
It is. It's an
Mhm.
evening
So they
wedding.
gotta pace themselves.
And it's hard.
Well, everyone's getting ready, and we don't know what
Yeah.
everyone else
And
is
let's
doing.
be honest, when
That's
you're out
enough.
on the beach and you're having drinks, like it's easy to just keep going and then you don't realize until it's too late. So
Yeah.
I guess I'm not like nervous that it's gonna ruin our wedding, I guess, but we don't have a whole lot of people going, so just one or two would make it you notice.
Yeah.
So that is something that I'm kind of thinking about. But to be honest, I mean, people know it's a wedding. Hopefully they're respectful of that. But that is something that has crossed my mind. You know, like
Priscilla's watching.
I'm just hoping that everybody's like in a good place. I mean, I don't care how they end up, but just at least for the ceremony and the beginning of the reception, at the end, nobody's gonna notice or care.
Yeah.
But let's just get through like the photos and things like that. Another worry? I'm really not worried about. I guess
Stressor.
stressed. Oh gosh.
I just want everyone to.
I want to make sure everything fits in our bag.
Yeah, I just want everything
yeah.
to get there. I just want everything to get
Yeah.
there. No problems with the suits or the dresses or anything like
And
that.
everybody's health, I guess. I mean, that's kind of a third one, but I really want people to be
Yeah, that
healthy.
should be number one. Just because everyone's been sick the past couple of years.
Yeah,
Everyone.
and it's just so close. And I think about my grandparents, and
Yeah.
they're in their 80s now, and
Yes.
the fact that they're even willing to go is like so special to me. But that has been my biggest stressor for this whole time, is just keeping them safe. You know, my grandpa's crazy. He's like, oh, I don't really have a lot of balance right now. Let me go get on the roof and like work on that. So like he's just such a daredevil, and just, you know, he doesn't listen to the doctor. So like that was really stressful for me. But he's purposely been good this year, so that's not so much on the list. But people's health, keeping it together, and fitting everything in our luggage, because we're taking so many things. You can only take so many bags with you. We only have so many arms to do it.
Right.
So
Your dress should be in your carry-on.
yes, 100%.
Your
That's
suit should be in your
We
carry-on.
just got our bags, our garment bags for that. They all roll up as our carry-on. So we'll have our main carry-on, and then I have like a bag that I'll use as my purse.
What are your two things you are most excited about for the wedding, Julian?
I'd say like the whole like ceremony, like just like the flower girls, all that, like everyone walking in and then her walking in. That's probably my favorite. Like that's what I'm looking forward the most. And then probably two would be, I guess like our honeymoon would be out. Are we going on a honeymoon after? Yeah. It was either between that.
She didn't get your RSVP, so
Yeah.
you're not, but she is.
Yeah, like the after,
Yeah.
like that the moment and the after of like, we can just, this is us.
Yeah.
Are you guys doing the honeymoon there?
So
Like,
we're
will you guys
we're
be
gonna,
in Mexico?
yeah, we're gonna be in Cancun, but we're going to a different resort.
Oh, okay. So so the wedding is on a
Sunday.
a Sunday. When do you go to the other resort?
Tuesday.
We didn't even
Okay.
talk about the proposal. We were supposed to talk about that too, huh?
Well,
you
we
kinda did.
we talked about the boat,
And we
but
talked about me
But we
getting.
didn't talk about like me actually like doing
Do you
it.
want to? Yeah, say it.
Oh, I was just thinking. I
He's
was
all
like,
excited. He's
He's
like,
all
you didn't
happy
even give me
brought
my
it
time to
up.
shine.
Yes.
well,
Go ahead,
because so I had to like pretty much come up with something new, and so
Like what?
she's feeling better, and like the sun's starting to go down, and I'm like, well, I think it'd be, because she loves pictures. Everyone knows that, you know?
Yes.
So I figured
Yes.
this
don't make that face. You do.
You
this,
do.
this would be,
I take more pictures than I take of myself, though.
Oh, yeah.
You
You
love pictures.
Yes.
Yes.
Love
I
pictures.
love
like
memory.
memory.
Yeah.
yeah, like
yeah.
yeah, you know. So I was like, okay, that'll be something that's like not like, it'd be good to catch her off guard that way. So I told her, why don't we wear like our nice stuff and we go take a picture on the beach before the sun goes down? And she said, okay. So I figured I'm just gonna ask someone to take a picture of us like once we get down there and then see what happens. So we get down there and
He
I
like
see-
cut out a whole part of that.
I see this couple, I see this couple like walking down the beach, and I just asked them like, hey, can you guys take a picture of us? And the girl was like, okay. And so she takes a couple of pictures, and then I think we were using her phone, and so she goes up to get her phone, and I'm like, wait, can you take one more? And the girl's like, sure. And then like as Alexandria turned around, I started to get on my knee, and I busted out the ring, and then the girl was like, "Oh, this is so cute." So she started taking a video and pictures.
Yeah,
So
she
Yeah.
she got it all on camera and stuff. So I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, this is perfect." So it worked out.
Good job picking the girl to take care of it and not the guy.
Well, that's the funny thing is I picked her.
Oh, you
His
did?
story, yeah. Like,
Oh, I don't remember that.
It's kind of funny
You were
because the way
probably
that he got me to
nervous.
get ready is so the day before when I was sick, we were supposed to go snorkeling also, but obviously that didn't happen. So we had snorkeling and the boat ride. And so we went to breakfast the next day when I started feeling a little bit better. And our server that was helping us was like, "How was snorkeling? Like, how was your day?" And I was like, "Oh, it didn't work out. Like, I was sick." And he's like, "Well, I get off at 1. I'll take you." And so we ended up going with him, which, I mean, in hindsight could have been bad because he took us in his personal car off the resort to some like random beach. But we were the only people there really. And we got to do this snorkeling. And then when we got on the beach, he was the one that was like, "Have you guys gone to Cabo Wabo?" And we're like, "No, we thought about it, but we didn't go." And he's like, "You have to get ready tonight. It's your last night. There's no excuses. Get off the resort. Like, get dressed up." So that's kind of, because if it wasn't for him being like, "Go get dressed up and go out," we might have gone off. But I don't know how ready we would have been, or,
Yeah.
you know, because it's kind of humid. We weren't getting real ready. I wasn't doing a lot of makeup or hair. And so we were on our way we were getting ready to go to Cabo Wabo. And Julian's like a big sunset guy. He's big into the moon and just being outside. And so he's like, "Babe, before we go to Cabo Wabo, we should go to the beach and take one last picture. Because if you look, it's like really pretty."
Yeah,
And
it was like full moons like that.
It was
That day
beautiful.
was like a big full moon.
And so we got ready and we went down
I
there.
got pictures of that thing.
Yeah,
Were you completely shocked?
absolutely.
You didn't expect it at all?
So before we went, I guess I had told people, like, I think if he would propose, he would do it on the trip. But then when we actually left for the trip, that completely left my mind. Like, you're just in the moment. We're doing the trip thing. So I don't know. It's kind of hard because beforehand I was like, I don't know, like maybe he will. Like, I feel like he would do it out of like here. Like, the best place to do it is when we're going to Mexico for the first time. But then when we actually left for the trip, I completely forgot about it and didn't think about it at all. And especially after being sick, I for sure wasn't thinking about that. So he
That's
completely, when he said like, "Oh, let's go take a picture on the beach," he'd done that almost every day in the evening. So for me, it was just another like, okay, sure.
Well, that's
let's go
good.
do
Good
it.
thinking in advance because that worked in
Yeah.
your favor.
Yeah.
That you didn't suspect anything.
But I never would. He's so into the moonlit photos.
I think that he's not the greatest of planners, but he really tried, and you know, no one predicted that your self would get sick.
No,
I know.
But
I know. We were
so
all
then you
on
gotta-
pins and needles.
So then you
over
gotta
here.
like, you know, you gotta move fast, think fast, you know, and go with the flow. And I could tell he's like, okay, because he's already been, okay, I got the ring, I got this, I'm doing it. I've already told people I'm doing it. I want to get it. I want to do it,
Yeah.
but I don't want to. I'm not going to do it when she's sick.
Yeah.
So how do I do
That
this
would've been
and
the
make
best.
it so
She's all
special
touch me.
still? So I think you did a really good job. And
Honestly,
And
it
I
was
think-
beautiful.
I think that is a testament to how life is. You're going to have changes. You're going to have waves. Things aren't going to go perfect. And you're going to try to plan as much as you can. But even when you plan everything, shit still happens.
Yeah.
Literally.
Nice.
Literally.
happening.
Literally.
Yeah.
And so it's about how you overcome that and figure it out and make the most of the situation together.
On my side, not knowing that that's what he was planning, I felt like that was perfect for us. Like, it was so beautiful. I don't think that I could have imagined up a better way for it to have happened. I mean, of course, I would have loved for my family to be there, but also in that same time, it was, since I wasn't worried about other people around us, you know, when your family's there, you're kind of like looking around and you're like, oh my gosh, is everybody seeing what's happening?
Yeah.
But since it was just us and the strangers, it was, the focus was him on me and me on him.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, it worked out like better than I could actually plan.
Yeah.
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 So that's why
Which is the nice thing about it.
it made me feel a lot better because I mean, like I would think too, like when she was sick, I was like, maybe God's telling me not to.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not the one for me.
Yeah. Well, no, because
He's all,
He
she has a
really
weak
just-
stomach.
Yeah.
I can't. No.
because you're like, what's going on?
Yeah,
I'm
right.
like ready to do this
Yeah,
giant step.
Yeah.
And what is going on?
I
What
never
is
thought about
happening?
marrying anybody, and then it's like that happens, and like maybe I'm not supposed to marry her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well that wasn't the message.
Right.
This
It
is
was
for
that
this
it was
day.
supposed to be just the two of
message
you.
was,
It was
the message was, even when shit happens,
Yeah.
All over.
Yes.
Yeah,
All
no.
day.
that at the end of the trip, at the end of the day, it's just you and her.
And you
And
still
Yeah.
wanted
that's
to be with me.
Yeah.
it.
I know. She probably made your room smell and everything, and you
I
still
don't
lost
remember
it.
wanted to be
Did
with
it stink? I don't remember.
She's like,
I was in so
That
much
whole place-
pain, it probably did,
that
and I just didn't even
It
remember.
smelled really. That whole place smelled really good. So I don't know.
That's me.
if there is one thing you're looking forward to after the wedding, what is it?
So really quick, because I think you did your thing that you were excited for the wedding, and then we
Mhm.
went to the proposal. So my thing for the wedding is literally like that moment between us where we exchange our vows. I know he's super excited about like it being over, which is great, and yeah, like the relief.
Well, no, that's not what he said.
He said he was most looking forward to seeing everyone coming in
Yeah.
and seeing you
Well,
walk
yeah.
down the aisle.
Well,
Yeah,
actually,
like the
I actually said the
after
second
part.
thing would be like our kiss. I think that'd be cool too.
Yeah.
Oh,
What kind of kiss am I gonna get?
Well, I don't know. It's gonna be on like video, pictures. So I just wanted to like I wanted to
You
come
should
out.
We're gonna
Probably
fumble,
start
and I'm gonna
searching
be
it.
crying, and he's gonna be like,
He's gonna go like this.
I know. It's all the photos Julian's on.
but like his like the relief part of like, okay, after we get all of our stuff done and just being us, I feel like that's like what I'm least looking forward to, because you're only engaged for a short period of time, and it's most of the time is really stressful, so you don't really get to enjoy it. And then once you're married, like you're gonna be married hopefully for the rest of your life. So for me, I'm just really looking forward to like those moments before we get married, because we
It's
have
gonna
our
go so
It
fast.
does, and everyone
I'm
will tell
telling
you
you.
that, and you're like, yeah, I know, I am.
No,
but
I
no,
feel it.
really.
just this year of planning. It's flown by.
I feel like I don't think I was really stressed out planning our wedding. I don't think I was stressed out at all. I had fun with it, but it was fun. It was a really fun time. It is a fun time, but so much happens after. Like your life begins.
Yeah.
I'm actually really excited for our life beginning. It's just, that moment of being like engaged and you're gonna be married.
Yeah.
Like it's such a big deal to me, marriage, and I feel like I found my perfect match. Like I've never thought that was gonna happen, and that is what makes me more emotional. So like the meaning behind the vows and the meaning behind that kiss, and just that's what really it gets me emotional.
Yeah.
Like I'm so grateful that God brought him into my life.
Yeah, same here. Just because I wasn't expecting that.
Me
I
either.
didn't know that it was gonna go that far.
Yeah.
It's like
Oh, cool. We'll go to a concert.
yeah.
Now
we'll
look
just
at
go
you
see
guys.
Billy Nelson.
Yeah. Go get some contact high.
Mhm.
Willie Nelson.
Right?
Welcome to the country.
Through his videos.
Yeah. But that's cool. So you're looking, or so kids.
I feel so. I've had issues just in health and stuff, so I don't know how easy that will be. I mean, of course, I can't wait. I've been seeing him with all of his nieces and nephews. I'm like, that even solidifies this decision and just marrying him even more, because I feel like he's going to be a great dad. Like, is he going to get it right all the time? No. Our kids are probably going to learn a lot of crazy things, but that's part of life, and that's great, and it's going to shape them too. But I cannot wait to see him be a dad.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it's, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not against him. I just rather like be married for like a little bit
Yeah.
and then have
I'm
some
okay
kids.
with
I
that.
guess.
He goes back and forth. One day it's me, like, I don't know, this is kind of scary. Like, that's forever. Like, forever, ever. And he's like, no, we're ready. Like, it's going to be, like, this is great, And
Can you just move to Columbus?
I know.
We're working
When
on
is
it.
that happening?
Yeah.
we tried.
I know.
We tried that
Sounds so far
thing that
away.
you
Huh?
sent us.
I know.
It'll
you
be,
guys do
it'll
feel
like
so far.
realistically, it'll probably be a couple of years before we move, and maybe before we start a family. I would like to have a year with just us. We talk, we go back and forth, and we kind of joke like, oh, well, it's gonna happen on the wedding or on the honeymoon or whatever. But I mean, that's in God's hands. So whatever He gives us, whatever time, we'll be with it. we're here. Everybody's
Well,
ready.
the good news is if it does happen on the honeymoon, you do still have about 9 months where it will be just you two.
Yeah. Yeah, we're planning at least one good trip for next year, regardless. Like pregnant, not pregnant.
Do you know
with the
where
kid.
or?
Yeah, we've talked about it a lot. Julian's really wanting to go to Hawaii, so I think that's a great. I'm here for it. We're like his two main places I think he really wants to go is to Hawaii and Montana.
Yeah.
So we'll be going to Yellowstone at some point too. But that's something that's great to take kids.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
we're gonna go to Hawaii by ourselves.
Question about the destination wedding thing. Were you ever worried that like someone super important wouldn't be able to make it?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, of
Just
course.
your grandparents or
My
like
parents.
Can we use
Yeah.
the restroom? No.
No.
You can't like pause it.
For
you only have
you're on
a couple
record.
minutes. Did this go? This
Yeah.
might have gone off.
We are over.
Yeah, we.
Well,
Well, this better be recording
Yeah.
correctly. We are over the time, but
We are.
so really quickly, let's finish this one quick because that is a question that I've had about destination weddings. So you were concerned maybe your parents might not be able to go.
100%. They weren't
I
gonna
don't think
go.
anyone was
Really?
gonna go.
You
You didn't think anyone?
Well, I mean, not
She's
anyone,
offended.
but like, I mean, I knew like,
Oh,
You would go?
Julian.
but like, you know, I didn't really see that many people going.
And they're not. I mean, we don't have a lot of people going, which
which
is
is normal too, though, in a destination wedding situation. That's pretty normal. But so if they weren't able to go, would you guys have been okay?
we found a way around it. I would not have been okay.
You would not have. Okay.
I mean, your parents. You want your parents at your
Yeah.
wedding.
No,
My
absolutely.
parents and my grandparents are the most important to me, and it's really unfortunate that a couple of my peers and my grandparents can't be there for their own reasons. But I definitely respect their decisions, and I wish it could be different. Like it does affect me when I really think about it. I would like that's my foundation, right? Like my grandparents and my parents are the ones like I spend most of my time on. So it does kind of hurt, but I'm at least grateful that at least one set of grandparents are going for me, and to me that means the world.
If let's say 6 months ago, if you could have pulled everything out and said you can walk away from this destination wedding and it would cost you nothing,
Walk away, like
walk
us.
away from it. Walk away from it as far as like you don't have to do the destination wedding and you could do a local wedding. Would you have changed it?
Is somebody helping
Like
us
knowing
put
that
on?
people can't be
Yes,
there.
knowing that people can't.
You wouldn't have lost any money. You would have been able to do it here instead.
Was it going to
Either.
cost the same to do it here for
Probably
everybody?
less.
No, not really. I feel like it's like,
Probably
but
not.
with the sizes of both of our families,
That's right. You guys
it's
are massive.
crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was another factor.
Well, let's pretend it's the same cost then.
I don't know. I feel like at this point, I'm looking forward to it.
Good.
Like the vacation side
That's
of it.
good.
And having everybody, like, to me, it's not like, oh, well, we just want to have this bougie vacation wedding and that's why we're doing it. It really is to spend time with the people who are coming, who are
That's good.
that make it a priority. Like, then of course we're going to make you a priority and spend that time with you and do what we can. So, no, I think we would still be doing destination.
Good. That
Good.
means you guys made the right decision.
Yeah.
You're doing it the right way.
Yeah.
I love that.
And I think that overall, when there's certain things that are that important to someone, you do it. Destination
It was
destination weddings. I think in some people's lives are not that they're normal, but it's not like totally out of the norm. And then for other people, it's like
This was completely out of the
Something.
norm. And to be honest, it was a super hard decision because I knew that a lot of my family, maybe, and his family, maybe couldn't go. And that hurts. I mean, it is really hurtful and it's hard because I'm super family oriented, whether
Yeah.
it's my family or his family or whoever.
and you know what? Your guys' families are showing up for you.
You know?
They are.
Yeah. But it was hard. It was. Because there's obviously, I have a ridiculous amount of people in my family who I love and I know that they do support me. And he does too. But at the end of the day, it's like that quality time and what we want too. And just doing the whole Cabo thing and being proposed to in Cabo and just like how beautiful and how like intimate it really is. That's what I want for our wedding, and that's what he wants for our wedding. It's more of like that quality time more than just throwing a party.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see you guys. I'm excited to experience it. I'm excited for you guys too. I'm excited for the wedding because it's going to be beautiful and amazing and emotional and sweet, and the whole trip is going to be special. I'm very excited for afterwards for you guys to be married, for you to really fully, that's it. You're locked and loaded and totally invested, and there's no turning back. And
I'm crying. See?
and,
I guess I'm excited for that too.
and I think that you, I don't know you before Julian, so I can't say he's made you better because I don't know.
For sure, he's made me better.
But I would hope that I doubt that he brought you down because I think I would have heard those stories by now from someone, right? And I know that you brought him up, and he's the best version of himself, and that's what everyone should have. Everyone should have the best version of themselves when they're with someone else. And I am who I am only because I have an amazing partner. You know, that's it. That's how I get to do and be all of me. So it's a great blessing to see as a sister. To see your sibling have that in someone else, because not everybody does.
Okay.
And if you didn't, I wouldn't be throwing all your shit.
Oh,
Thank you guys so much for
Thank
sharing
you.
your story with us and all.
We'll bring you back when
It's
you've been.
so good not crying.
I know.
Priscilla.
Sorry. We will bring you back 6 months after marriage, and then you can tell us if you still love each other.
We're gonna be like, this is not what we signed up
I
for.
have a lot more gray hair.
But remember,
You
they
look
can do
good like
so much. It's fine.
Thank you, guys.
Thank